right, we're going to blitz through your phone calls. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas. Remember, if you miss any of the program, you can go to theinfowarrior.com. Go check out the podcast. Go check out the Listen Live. The show is going on hiatus, folks. I am going to spend more time working on the film. We're going to be coming back with a once a week, 3-hour Sunday show, and hopefully we're going to be doing that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to New York on the 1st. I'm going to be gone for a week, and then I'm going again in July to spend a week out in California to conduct interviews for my film and then Alex's film as well. Just so much going on, and I'm excited. I can't tell. I get giddier and giddier as the projects go further and further, and I'm digging this movie. I'm hoping it has a big impact. I'm hoping it wakes people up to that broader agenda. I mean, we had Bleck call in earlier, and he said, man, I need something that shows the broader agenda. And, you know, you're not going to have just a piece of paper that's going to be able to explain that agenda. I really do think that you can explain the majority of it in simpleton terms, because they talk to us like we're children. So you have to dumb it down for the masses. You know, I sometimes don't know what's going on. I have to take a second take. You know, I have to watch these hearings twice to know exactly what this legislation means. I'm not always Johnny on the spot on the info. So pretty exciting stuff in my life. Invisible Empire, look for it. All right, let's go to Anonymous. Anonymous, you're on the line. Yes, sir. All right, if Anonymous isn't there, yes? You there? All right, Will in Canada.
Hey, it's Will in Canada. How's it going?
Good.
Okay, so as if you're only doing one show a week now. I'll make you a deal, though, Bermas. If you do at least an hour of cameo with Alex, I won't start princess calling you during your show on Sunday.
All right, well, I'll try not to, but no, I'm still going to be popping in. I'm still going to be substitute hosting for Jones when he decides to take a well-deserved vacation with his family. But, man, it really does burn me out being here all day for the Jones show. I go home once a day. I come back. I try to put on a good 3-hour show and work on the film all day. And now that I'm going to have somebody basically – who I'm going to be over their shoulder, because my style of directing is, I'm almost anal about, I want this scene here, I want this scene there, I want a longer transition here, we need another article there. And, I'm really trying to make this graphic intensive. So as soon as this guy gets in, I want to be spending 8 to 12 hours a day with that guy. I mean, he's
Jason,
my new
I gotta
life.
say, you are one of my favorite filmmakers, and Alex Stone. So, kudos to you guys, but that's a good segue when you're talking about working long hours. Mm-hmm. You know how in European Airways they cut a month's salary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what's happening in Canada? This actually happened at my company where I'm working right now. It's even worse. The system they set up and they're using all over the country. I call it corporate welfare, but it's actually called work share.
Okay.
And the way this works is that you're supposed to get a day off on Friday, and you get 20% of your salary cut. And my company's actually doing this right now.
So wait a minute, because you don't work on Fridays, they're going to cut 20% of your salary?
Well, no, but you are working anyways because your workload hasn't decreased. Actually, your workload is increasing, so now you're working more overtime hours, and you're working on weekends, but everybody's salary, so it doesn't matter. With the work share, what happens is government is supposedly supposed to subsidize 50% of what they take off. So basically, when you're looking at European Airways, they're doing, it's all wrong anyways, but they're doing way better than we are because they're actually cutting 2 months of our salary here in North America.
That's incredible. That is really incredible.
Yeah, look into that. It's like we got bought out by an American company. This work share program takes effect next week. And, just no food on your table. But
meanwhile your taxes increased. Exactly.
And our taxes are increased. It's absurd. And that's how we can see that this is a globalist agenda. Because when you look at all of the Western nations right now, all of their salary cuts that are occurring under the guise of these social programs that are supposed to kick in and fund it all, they're all around the same values that they're taking away from us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It seems like a bit of a coincidence that all of a sudden all these countries are developing these corporate welfare plans, and basically we're paying for the corporate welfare.
Yeah, meanwhile, exactly.
And, in a meeting, you'll have 3 out of 20 guys actually stand up and stick up for them, myself being one of them. But there was only two other people that really had a spine where I worked.
And that's incredible.
That's very scary because.
Look at Pennsylvania in this country. Okay, again, the standard of living going down all over the place. Unemployment at record highs since the Great Depression. What's the governor of Pennsylvania say? Oh, we need to increase taxes across the board 16%.
No. And,
I'm just like,
really
whoa! Go ahead.
What really gets me is that my grandfather actually beat up riot cops for these rights 50 years ago.
Well, back in the day.
It would break his heart if he was alive today to see what we have become.
That's right. And they used to do that when people were trying to unionize to try to get basic human rights at work. That's what used to happen when the riot cops came. Molotov cocktails and people actually getting beat down and standing up for their rights and standing up for the fact that they needed to make a living and not be a slave. I thank you so much for the call, Will.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, brother. Yeah, and everybody out there, I'm not going to be with you for July 4th, so make it your InfoWarrior Independence Day. Make people aware of this bill 2554. Make people aware of 1207. Make people aware of Fabled Enemies, the Obama deception, loose change final cut. There's so much you can do. Cody in Oklahoma. Cody, you're online. Yes, Cody.
Yeah, Jason, I've been listening to Alex for about a year now, and I've been catching on slowly and slowly. And today, I always thought Alex got a little angry. He would have these rants, and I think, well, he's a little too angry. Today actually made me realize that what all of us have to do is get the passion that he has, because things like today, over 215 people voting yes on something they weren't allowed to read, it should infuriate anyone that lives in this country. That is a definition of insanity, and the fact that I walked around today trying to tell people all of this, trying to inform people, let them know, hey, today we are almost officially going into tyranny. People can come into your house and tell you how to live.
They can't. They are going to come into your house and tell you how to live. And it's going to be a big shock for the people that got to keep their homes. When they come into their nice home, to their $300,000 still on the market, still valued at $300,000, when they come into their gated community and they go around the house to some 75, 85-year-old couple's house and say, boy, this isn't energy efficient at all. You're probably going to have to tear down this wall. Everything needs to be rewired. You're using too much wattage on bulbs. I mean, it will start with the small stuff, but people are going to figure out pretty quick that this is total tyranny and another excuse for them to take your property. Just another excuse. Go ahead.
And the ignorance of people, worried about Michael Jackson and everything, I've been, somewhat slack, I guess. But today, I think, anyone that's semi-awake should, begin to realize that this is coming down on us hard and fast, so fast. People don't understand the implications of what are about to happen. They don't understand. And you have to go out and take initiative on yourself if you're aware, and just pound and pound and pound people, and let them know that what is coming down is
Cody, let's let them listen. Yeah, it is. And Cody, let's let them know to call 1-800-833-6354 and tell your local senator no dice on this bill. I thank you for the call. Joey in Illinois. Joey, you're on the line.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, so I'm only gonna say that I'm 15 years old, and it's pretty sad that the people who call in and say that you guys are a bunch of phony heads or whatever. It's just pathetic listening to them, because if you can't tell that this is happening, it's just pathetic. It really does suck.
Sir, what do we do here? I mean, honestly, I don't know how they can sit there and say that. What do we do here? We play the House floor. We read the bills on air. We read off the official news wires that every other news agency reads off us as well. We just tell you the truth about it. Yeah, we read past the headline,
Yeah, and it sucks. But what I want to say is, I wanted to call you guys and thank you. And what can I do? Because, like I said, I'm only 15.
But you know what? You're 15 years old, and there's a lot of young people around you, and you can let them know right off the bat that you're going to be, in the next 6 to 12 months, asked to join something called City Year or similar, or asked to be pledged national service, and they're going to bring it into the classrooms, and they're going to act like it's mandatory, and they're going to give you different flavors, and they're going to say, pick one, okay? What you need to do is tell your students that this is coming, and you don't need to pick any. And that this is tyranny, my man, because they are literally recruiting the next level of Nazi youth. You know, they used the blonde, blue-eyed scamps before under Hitler, and now they're using minorities, people of color, and people who are fooled by this left-wing agenda. It's not a left-wing agenda. I promise you, it's a globalist agenda to do their bidding in all colors, all shapes, all sizes, but it all comes back to the red, white, and black of fascism, my friend. I thank you for the call, Jay. You can do a lot more than you think, I promise you. George in Indiana. Jay in Texas. Jay, you're on the line. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've been listening to Alex probably since about 2003, and I found out about the New World Order probably in the early 90s.